If you marry that boy, you are on your own.
You're joking, right?
No house, no inheritance, no family backing. You will no longer bear my name.
The day I got married, my mother was smiling so hard her cheeks were shaking. Everyone said she looked like a woman whose prayers had finally been answered. But as I sat on the edge of the bed, wrapped in white lace that cost more than my car, staring at my reflection, all I could think was, why does this feel like I'm being buried alive? Outside, the talking drums were loud, too loud, as if they were trying to drown out my thoughts. My aunties moved around the room like supervisors, adjusting my veil, complaining about invisible wrinkles, arguing over which necklace showed our family status better. Nobody asked me how I felt. Nobody noticed my hands were shaking, and nobody heard the small voice inside me whispering, "Run." My name is Zainab Adeyemi, first daughter, first grandchild, first disappointment. In my family, love was never the priority. Reputation was. My father, Chief Karim Adeyemi, was not just rich, he was respected, the kind of man whose name opened doors before he even knocked. Growing up, I learned early that my life was not fully mine. Every achievement was for the family name. Every mistake was a public embarrassment. Every choice had consequences beyond me. When I was 27 and still unmarried, the whispers started. At first, they were soft. Zainab is focusing on her career. She's selective. She knows her worth. By 29, the whispers became warnings. By 31, they became threats. It started with innocent invitations. Come for dinner on Sunday. Then suddenly, the living room would be full. Uncles, aunties, even relatives I hadn't seen in years. All of them smiling. All of them watching me. My mother would clear her throat. "Zainab, we are worried." That word, worried, it always meant you are embarrassing us. They talked about my younger cousins who are already mothers. They talked about biological clocks like ticking bombs. They talked about how a woman's value reduces with age. Nobody talked about happiness. When I tried to explain that I was dating someone, the room went quiet. "Who?" my father asked. "His name is Kunle. He's an architect." The silence that followed was deadly. What is his surname? Where is he from? Who are his parents? Does he have land? Is he known? By the time the questions ended, Kunle was already guilty. Kunle, the love they hated. Kunle wasn't poor. He wasn't irresponsible. He wasn't unserious. He just wasn't connected. He loved me gently, quietly, without conditions. He listened when I spoke. He never raised his voice. He wanted a small wedding and a big life. My family wanted the opposite. My mother said it plainly one night while helping me peel garden eggs. "Love does not feed children." I said, "But peace does." She laughed like I told a joke. That was when Sadiq Lawal entered my life. Or rather, entered my family. He was everything they wanted. From a powerful family, oil money, political connections, soft-spoken in public, generous with gifts. My parents glowed whenever his name was mentioned. My father called him a responsible young man. I called him distant. Sadiq never really looked at me. He looked through me. But every time I tried to say no, the pressure increased. My mother stopped eating properly. My father stopped speaking to me. My auntie started sending prayer messages with hidden insults. "You don't want to die alone. A woman's stubbornness destroys generations. Think of your younger ones watching you." Even Kunle noticed. "You're slipping away," he said one night. I wanted to tell him the truth, but I was tired. So tired. The final blow came on a Tuesday evening. My father called me into his study. He didn't offer me a seat. "If you marry that boy," he said calmly, "you are on your own." I laughed nervously. "You're joking." He didn't blink. No house, no inheritance, no family backing. Then he added, "You will no longer bear my name." That was the moment something broke inside me. Not loudly, quietly. I agreed to marry Sabik. Kunle stopped calling, not because he didn't care, because he understood. The wedding was grand. Guests ate like royalty. Pictures trended online. People called me lucky. That night, after everyone left, I sat on the bed waiting. Sadiq entered the room and loosened his cuffs. He didn't smile. You know this marriage is a partnership. Not love, not companionship, a partnership. That was when I knew. The hidden truth. 3 months into the marriage, the truth started leaking. Late nights, locked phones, sudden trips. Then one evening, a woman showed up at the gate with a child. She said Sadiq was the father, and she was not the first. When I told my parents, my mother cried, not for me, for the embarrassment. My father said, endure. That word again, endure. Sadiq changed. He became cruel in private, cold in public, powerful at home. I became smaller, quieter, until one night I overheard him on the phone. She will never leave, he said. Her family won't allow it. That was when something inside me woke up. I left. No announcement, no permission, just one suitcase. My family disowned me, but I slept peacefully for the first time in years. Months later, I ran into Kunde. He didn't ask questions. He just said, "You look lighter." Lesson. Family pressure does not always come from love. Sometimes it comes from fear, from pride, from control. And sometimes the people who claim to want the best for you are willing to sacrifice your happiness to protect their image. I lost a family, but I found myself. And that was the beginning of my real life.